filming this.
So these two guys, so the track is going to be the long part right here. You have tracks, and then you have, because you have to know up here, you have to know the tracks and the bulb. Down here, you just have to know the tracks. So these are the tracks, the long part. So that's one track, and then over here, because it's, you got two the same kind, that's your other track right there. So those are olfactory tracks. Then you have the optic chiasma, and so remember you have again two optic nerves that go to your eyes while you see. So on here, you'll see there's one here and there's one here, and where they meet in the middle, that's your optic chiasma. So it's kind of like, they look kind of like an X where they cross. So in the middle of the X, that's your optic chiasma. So it would be right here, basically, where the two connect. If they were to touch right there.
That makes sense.
In the middle, yeah. Then you got so optic chiasma. Then you have midbrain, and the midbrain basically, if you look up in the chart right there, midbrain has the cerebral aqueduct and the corpus quadrigemina. So on here, I think you have to know just the corpus quadrigemina. So in this case, corpus quadrigemina is going to be, it's going to have 4 little structures because it's quad means 4. So if you look back here, it looks like a person talking. If you open his mouth like this,
yeah,
and you look in there, you'll see that there's two bumps kind of. Each bump has 2 little heads on it. So there's one here, 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 and here. So there's 4 together.
Okay.
That's why it's called corpus quadrigemina. And so the top bumps, the big guys on the top, this one, and this one on the top, these are your superior colliculi. And the small bumps, this little small guy down here, and this little small dude down here, those are your inferior colliculi because they're in the bottom, and they typically are smaller than superior. So I'm going to pin superior colliculi with dark blue, and I'll pin the inferior colliculi with pink. So that way you'll see that's just half of it right there.
Okay.
There's another half right here.
Right. That's good stuff.
There you go. Then you got, so we've already discussed that. So the pons is going to be another structure right here. The pons is going to be, if you look along the stem right here on this guy, the pons is right here. It's this kind of circular oval thing right here. So again, it's not going to be quite as clear here, but if you notice it kind of bumps down, it kind of is a little belly right there. If you follow along here, you'll see there's a little dip right here.
Oh yeah.
That's your pons right there. So pons is yellow. Then you have the medulla oblongata. So the medulla oblongata is just going to be basically, let me find another color that I've not used yet. I'll use black. So the medulla oblongata is going to be basically right here. It's this long guy right here.
It's the whole stretch of it.
Yeah, so I'm going to pin your medulla oblongata with the black one.
Alright.
Then you have the cerebellum. The cerebellum is going to be, I don't know if this whole thing is the cerebellum basically. It's a small circular guy on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is the cerebellum. That whole thing's your cerebellum. And when you split it open, you'll notice that it has a structure inside it called the arbor vitae. And if you know a little bit about Latin, arbor day is tree day. And so arbor vitae means the tree of life. And so the tree of life sits inside your cerebellum, and it looks just like a tree if you cut it in half.
Okay.
So see that little tree
The
structure?
branches. Okay.
Yeah. So that's your arbor vitae. Then you have superior and inferior colliculi, which I already discussed. You know, those guys in the back. There's 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is going to be. It looks kind of like a. I think it looks kind of like a mushroom. It's kind of white and oval right here.
Okay.
This big thick white guy right here. That's your corpus callosum right there.
Alright.
It makes a big loop. And then you've also got the fornix. The fornix is going to be down here. It's kind of close to it. Fornix is going to be right there. It's the bottom part.
Where is that?
It's kind of this little structure right here. If you find the corpus callosum up here,
Okay.
go down and just a little lower.
Okay.
That's your fornix right there.
Alright.
And then you have the septum pellucidum. And the septum pellucidum is basically this hole right here. So between them. So right there, that's your septum pellucidum. And then you have the thalamus. Thalamus is going to be a little different looking. Thalamus is going to be On here, it's going to be kind of like it'll be roughly in here. So this area is your thalamus. So right on the sheep brain, the thalamus is going to be right here. And if you kind of look, it looks like there's a little. Can you kind of see like a small circle of dark tissue around that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's your thalamus right there.
Okay.
And then finally you have your hypothalamus. So hypo means below, right? If you're hypoglycemic, that means you have low blood sugar. So basically, if I go directly below the thalamus, I find the hypothalamus is right there.
Okay.
So that's all the parts of the brain.